I think it's important to have these sorts of conversations, Dad, because it takes it away from the football and it puts the focus on Trevor and his memories and what he was like as a person. And there was a really nice video that went out yesterday, also close to the game, and it was Jasper Carrott and Tom Ross talking about Trevor Francis as well. And
that was up on the screen as well, or clips of it. That was up on the screen of the game.
And I also met him at Liverpool away with me and my mates. He took time to speak to us as well. Yeah, so again, just an all-round wonderful bloke. So welcome back to BCFC Royal Blue. And on Saturday, it was the Trevor Francis Memorial game against Nottingham Forest. Now, one of the big things that Knighthead have done since they came in is really put a focus on Trevor Francis, his memorial, and really sort of staking his history at the club, which is fantastic to see. And we all know Nottingham Forest is the perfect Trevor Francis Memorial game. So me and Dad are going to discuss it, a little bit about the game, a little bit about the statue reveal, and what it meant for us as fans to get down there on Saturday. So Dad, Birmingham City versus Nottingham Forest in the Trevor Francis Memorial. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, it was great to be there. It's one of those games where it's a pre-season friendly, but it's got that special Trevor Francis element attached to it. And also, as you mentioned, Matt, as well, they unveiled the statue, and the statue looks fabulous. I couldn't even get close to it. There's loads and loads of people there, and we came a little bit late. And I need to have a proper good look at it close up when we go to another game. But it did look fabulous, and it's the one where he's actually celebrating the guy. I think they've done a fabulous job.
It looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks really good. There was a great atmosphere there as well. In terms of the both sets of fans were there to celebrate Trevor, even though we knew it was a pre-season friendly, and a lot of the Blues fans, of course, went down there to see some of the new players, as we do, but it was about Trevor, and I thought the club did it very, very well. And that statue is brilliant. It really is our iconic player now. He's memorialised forever. In the stadium. I'm sure that statue will come with us to the new stadium as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, in the eyes of full disclosure, I couldn't be there at the weekend. I probably look a bit tired on camera. I was with my family on holiday down south. But, I saw the clips of the statue reveal. I think it looks amazing, and it looked like there was a lot of people there. Again, when you think about Trevor Francis, Dad, I think the reason why we call Nottingham Forest the perfect fixture is because he meant so much to both clubs, didn't he? I think it's worth setting the history here. He signed for Forest from Birmingham City in 1979.
It was.
For $1 million. He was the first £1 million player. I mean, I think that has such significance there because 1979, it's not that long ago. And look how much players are going for now in comparison. Like £1 million Trevor Francis, which you've got players now, 100 million plus, haven't you?
Yeah.
Which is pretty, I say standard at the elite level, But, he meant a lot to both clubs. Obviously won the European Cup for Nottingham Forest. The memories down St.Andrews for Blues fans, and Trevor, you speak about him as your favourite ever player. Dad.
Oh, yeah.
My father-in-law remembers being on the terraces when he scored those goals against Villa, and just no matter who you talk to from that era as a Birmingham City fan, you can't talk about that era without Trevor Francis, can you?
No, you can't. And in my mind, again, I don't think in my lifetime that I'll ever see. I don't know if we'll ever see another player like Trevor. I mean, modern players are very different in terms of that. It's all very, very sort of about fitness and nutrition. Not that it wasn't in those days, but it's at a different level now, and the physicality is slightly different. But Trevor was one of those players that. He was one of a kind in terms of he wasn't just a goal scorer. He created chances as well, and you saw some of the goals from the archives. What was really nice as well in the start of the game, they put some of the on the screens the iconic goals that he scored, and also they put his winner for Nottingham Forest as well in the European Cup. Which was absolutely brilliant. But I loved it, and I think it's so right to celebrate his life in that way.
I actually met Trevor Francis, Dad, in Solihull. He was at Boston Tea Party. If you know Solihull, there's a little cafe by the car park at John Lewis called Boston Tea Party. It used to be called the Coach House as a pub.
Okay.
And I was having breakfast in there, and he was over. And I think I've told this story before. I was looking, and he could see me looking at him, and I could tell I was making him uncomfortable because he was like, tell I could stare at him. So I just went over to him and said, I'm really sorry to bother you. Huge Birmingham City supporter. My dad's a big Trevor Francis fan, in terms of followed your career and stuff. And he was honestly the most kindest, humblest person in the world. Took the time to speak to you. And I noticed other people going up to him as well. He was by himself as well, having a little cup of tea in the cafe. And I think it's important to have these sorts of conversations, Dad, because it takes it away from the football and it puts the focus on Trevor and his memories and what he was like as a person. And there was a really nice video that went out yesterday, also close to the game, and it was Jasper Carrott and Tom Ross talking about Trevor Francis as well, and just
that was up on the screen as well, or clips of it. That was up on the screen of the game.
And I also met him at Liverpool away with me and my mates. He took time to speak to us as well. Yeah, so again, just an all-round wonderful bloke. touched the hearts of many Blues and Nottingham Forest supporters, and it's just always good to have these games to remember Trevor, isn't it?
He was good. It was 18,000 there as well. It was a good attendance for a friendly. But I think with the Trevor Francis bit, it brought a few more in as well. There was about 2,500 Nottingham Forest fans, and they were there for the to celebrate as well. The atmosphere was good. The first half there was for what was a friendly game. It was a really good atmosphere. I met loads of people there as well, and I'm going to apologise because I can't remember all your names. And but you know who you were, and I met some absolutely fabulous people. Come over and had a chat to me and my daughter who was with me at the game, and just thanks for everybody. It was absolutely fantastic. I remember some of the conversations, but I can't remember your name. So you know who you are, and I just like to thanks for doing that. But onto the game, Matt. Of course, we were there for Trevor, but we were keen to have a look at some of the players. And what's interesting, the starting lineup. I've got the starting line. I'm going to read the starting lineup in our last league game against Cambridge, and there's only 3 or 4 players that started this game in that. So for against Cambridge, who started Alsop, Laird, Clara, Hanley, Mungjay Lee, Mark Leonard, Paik, Williamson, Luke Harris, Taylor Garden-Hitman and Jay Stansfield. Starting 11 in this game was Alsop, Asayi Samuel, Neumann, Clara, Cochrane, Paik, Tomoki Iwata, Damari Gray, Tommy Doyle, Keshi Anderson and Jay Stansfield. There's only about 3 or 4 starters in both of those two teams. So it shows you how we're evolving and what we've done. What I was surprised to see in the starting lineup, I thought that we'd either have Damari Gray or Keshi Anderson on the left, but actually what Chris Davies did, he put Keshi Anderson on the right, on the left side, who I thought was very good, and he put Damari Gray on the right, who actually was good as well when he was on. And then we had as well another surprise for me. We had Paik, Iwata, and Doyle all playing.
Yeah, so Doyle was in the 10.
Doyle was sort of he was sort of put into that number 10 sort of role.
Clearly, Chris Davies wants all 3 of them on the pitch.
He's a good player, Doyle. I mean, I know, and clearly he's still building up his stamina and still building. But you can see his energy and his touches and the way he looks for a pass. He's going to be quality for us.
But what I would say that is Paik was arguably one of the best players on the pitch as well.
He was excellent. Paik was excellent.
So it's that thing, isn't it? Because I see Paik and Tommy Doyle battling for that 1 centre mid position, and then Tomoki Iwata would be like he's more of your break-up play kind of.
He's a disruptor.
You need both.
Yeah.
Like if you have Tommy Doyle and Paik, they're too similar. You have no one in there to fight and break up the play. And I get it. I understand why Blues fans would say let's put Tommy Doyle and Paik in there because they're both quality.
Yeah.
But to me, they're too similar. You need someone like Iwata in there who's going to break the play up and be aggressive and fight and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see against Ipswich because obviously the transfer window isn't closed. We might sign a few more players, especially in the 10 and the right or whatever. Be interesting to see what he does in that centre mid position against Ipswich.
I think this Nottingham Forest games give us a clue, and I think that he would have. What I think will be his main starting lineup is going to be in it. I think we're going to see a very similar team to that
against Ipswich.
Against the So just to remind ourselves of the starting lineup that actually started the game, which I've just mentioned. But so this could be a very similar team that starts against Ipswich. So Alsop in goal, Asayi Samuel. He picked him ahead of Laird, and he was excellent.
Good player, isn't he?
For me, he was the standout player that I thought he was very, very good. Yeah. So Alsop, Asayi Samuel, Neumann was good as well. He didn't really have any major things to do, but what he did need to do, he did well. And he looks just and Clara for me. I mean, my word, he just carried on where we left off last season.
But what I will say about Clara, Dad, he needs to get used to playing on the left side of centre back, doesn't he now? Because it was Neumann on the right side, Clara on the left side.
He was left side in this game.
So clearly Chris Davies is going to favour Clara on that. I mean, by the way, it's absolutely fine, but they're both right-footed. I think what my point is, when the league game starts and you've got Ipswich strikers chasing you down with a high intense press, I think Clara might take a game or two just to get settled in that left side of centre back position because it is different when you're a right-footed player. But you're right, Dad, immense.
Yeah, it'll take a few games for the whole team to settle down. But he was in there with Neumann. Cochrane, unsurprisingly, was on the left. Then we had Paik, Iwata, and Gray. Paik, Iwata in the usual positions, and then we had Gray on the right, Anson on the left, and then Doyle just slightly ahead at the 10 to Stano. So Stano was picked in front of Kyogo, but Kyogo Kyogo did come on in the second half.
Well, Stansfield scored, didn't he? So clearly, Chris Davies, he's the manager for a reason.
Again, Stano. I watched him in that game. We all know he's a good player, and we all know he's a good goal scorer. And what we have to appreciate as well is the way this works for the team.
Energy.
Tirelessly,
I know.
tirelessly works for the team, and
I would say that's his biggest attribute.
Yeah, he looked sharp. He looked really sharp. He had a before the goal, he had a really good chance where I think Paik had a shot. It was deflected. It went to him, and he turned quickly, and it just went across goal.
How many times have we said in this podcast that when a transfer comes in, you need healthy competition? He's got 3 strikers breathing down his neck. He has to be sharp.
Yeah,
but this is what healthy competition does, doesn't it? So it's great to see Stano scoring. Love watching him play. I could watch it all day. It's kind of poetic watching Stano run the front line.
Yeah,
just with his energy, it's brilliant.
Well, it's a friend. He got booked, but he's just his desire and his hunger for the game, and the way he just literally works tirelessly. I think he'll score more goals this season than last season with the way that the players that we've got now, and the way that Chris Davies will just because there was this him and Alfie May last season at the start of the season where they were toying around with different types of formulations. I think he'll be the out.
I'm going to spend 1 second on this, but Alfie May scored for Huddersfield on his debut at the weekend. Penalty. So it's good to see. Anyway,
I saw that.
Another note on the Stano goal, Dad, while it's popped up. Lovely little ball from Doyle.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Nice little dink forward.
Nice little dink forward, was it? So again, you mentioned when we signed Kyogo, Dad, about the number 10 being key and service being key, and I think you're absolutely right. I mean, we all know how big and important the number 10 role is now in modern football when you play that the 4-2-3-1, but when you see Tommy Doyle making those little dinks and he's clever and his intelligence and his passing, that's going to be the key to unlocking a lot of goals this season. I know it's a really obvious thing to say. I know Blues fans are going to go, really? But it's that I think we haven't had, in my opinion, like a proper dominating number 10 for a few years. I mean, last season we had Williamson, we had Dowell, but they're not killers to me. They're good players and they can put a performance in, but we need someone week in, week out who's going to be, you're talking 25, 30 assist contributions this season for me in the number 10.
Doyle could be that player. I mean, I really like the look of him. I know he's got a lot to progress and to carry on and, and to get fitter and to get more into the team, but he's going to be a big part for us this season as well. Well, I was impressed with the first half, and the first half was probably the best benchmark because there was a lot of changes in the second half. But I was really impressed with our press. I mean, definitely, we are playing against a Premier League team. Let's make a note or make an observation that Nottingham Forest are about a week or so behind us in pre-season. However, they're still they're in the Europa League,
Premier League team.
So they did really well, and the Blues did too. In the first half, we played some good football, played through them a few times. We pressed them, and so that first half, which is I'd say is the benchmark for what's going to happen through the season in the Ipswich game, is a good indication that we are still going to press, we are still going to work hard. As I say, I do feel that it was always inevitable you were going to get lots of substitutions, and they did disrupt the game in the end because we were a little bit sloppy on occasions. They gave the ball away a few times, a few loose balls, and
it's going to happen,
gave them chances. And I just felt that over the course of the game, the second half, we didn't even have a shot on goal. I don't think. I can't remember. We were down in Tilton. I was saying to my daughter, to Jo, your sister, saying that at half time, I said, because we were kicking towards the Tilton in the first half. Not Tilton, sorry, the Gilmerick in the first half. And Jolene, my daughter said, well, we'll get to see some action now in the second half. I said, I don't know. I said, I think that because they're 1-0 down and now make substitutions, and that's what actually happened. Is that they showed a bit of class in this, and they missed some good chances. Well, they missed some half chances. We have a few good saves from Allsop, and good defending as well, because it shows another side to our game is that it was good that we was under pressure in that game because it shows us what helped our defence to work out what they need to do as well. So I thought that the fixture was perfect in terms of what it did for us in terms of preparation for the season. I think we're ready.
I think that was a perfect last pre-season game before your first competitive game.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
And well, again, fair enough, I know I wasn't there, so I don't know about the little details of the game like you and Joe have, but what I will say is, from what I saw from the highlights and what I've been reading on social media and stuff, you can still see Chris Davies' DNA all over this team. And I saw a really nice build-up played out. It was about 7 minutes in, and we passed it out from the back. I think it was Allsop to Samuel, back to Allsop in. Look, I can't give you the specific map and direction of the passing, but we made it all the way up really fluid in about 30 seconds. And I just thought that is what Chris Davis has done to this team. And it's just fantastic to see. I agree with you, they had a perfect pre-season game to kick off our new season. But most importantly, it's all about Trevor Francis Memorial. It's all about remembering him as a player. But overall, fantastic win. Good to see the new faces. Good to see us back at St.Andrews, and looking forward to the new season now, Dad.
So just one final mention for Keshi as well.
Joe's favourite player. He's my sister's favourite player. Keshi,
yeah, he is. But he again, he's one of these players because remember he was there in the relegated team, so he was there before, and he initially came on trial to us, and he's the player that has, out of all these new players that have come in, that's basically said to himself, well, you bring as many players as you want, I'm going to step up. And he has. Right. And he did a few little cameo nutmegs. Right. He must have thought he was playing for Brazil or something. But he looked really good again, and he deserves his place as well, because it'd be easy to bring in loads of players and just drop him, but you can't drop him because he's put the manager in that position. Yeah. And I was really pleased for him because he looks, again, sharp. He looks hungry. He looks like he wants to, be part of this team.
Normally, Dad,
fair play to him.
Normally, Dad, like a player's carear is level, and then it goes up as the age gets about 28, 29, and they kind of go down. I think Keshi Anderson's just going up and up and up and up, and he's getting better with age.
I think what's helped him as well, I think he's playing better with better players around him as well. Yeah. And he really, I thought he played really well as well. One final point for me as well, there was a new stadium announcer as well. There's a new lady stadium announcer, and she did okay. The only thing that I would say is that there was a lot of substitutions, and then for the first two lots of substitutions, there was no announcement about who was going off and who was coming on. You could see a bank of players coming on and a bank of players going off. And you work it out for yourself, and normally they'll announce it. Apart from, it was only at the last set of substitutions that they was actually announced, which was actually quite strange. But I thought she did okay. But for me, I think that that now is that fixture gets us ready, I think he did everything he needed to do for us.
Completely agree. But that just gets us even more fired up. Sorry, excuse me, for that opening fixture against Ipswich on Friday. But it really was a fantastic win and a really good memorial there for Trevor Francis. But as always, Birmingham City supporters, we would love to hear from you. Maybe Nottingham Forest supporters as well. Maybe you've stumbled across this channel, this video for the first time. Please let us know your thoughts of the game on Saturday. We'd love to hear from everyone who has an opinion. All opinions are welcome on this channel. And if you like this video specifically, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and check us out on our social media channels. We have an X page, we have an Instagram page, and we're also over on Spotify, so you can listen and watch us on that platform as well. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and press that bell notification so you get notified every time we post. And myself and Dad will see you on the next one, all about Birmingham City.